Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 150. Woo! Episode 150. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
Dane 150 Cody.
Dane 150 Proof Cody.
Yeah,
we get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, and movies, and or whatever we like.
Yeah.
Mostly video games. Get into some what you've been playing, news and stuff, public service announcements and free for all, which those sections are a little light today. But before we start anything, the news I was teasing last week to celebrate 150 episodes, I am giving away a Super Nintendo Classic.
Wow.
Or SNES Mini Classic, whatever the heck you want to call it.
SNES Classic Mini.
Brand new, sitting in hand. Well, I don't have it in my hand right now. It's upstairs in my desk drawer. Don't bring it in my house and steal it.
Nintendo Classic Edition Mini. I'm looking at the box.
This contest is going to be a little harder than your normal contest.
Uh-oh.
None of this retweet BS, like BS, share. Well, a little bit of sharing. I still want you to do all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But you have to work for this one.
All right.
So, chances are, if you're a good listener, and you've already left a review for us on iTunes, you're already answered. To enter anyone else who has not done that, you have to leave us a review on iTunes. That's it. I know, it's going to be a pain in the ass. But this ain't no measly freaking easy prize. This is a good prize. You got to work for it.
Very good prize. And people are still looking for those prizes.
This is a little harder than just clicking a button. You got to work for this one, okay, peeps?
All right.
But you know what your motivation is? We only have 11 reviews, so your chances are 1 in 12 if you haven't left a review yet.
Wow.
Those are the best odds at anything.
Those are pretty good odds to get a Super Nintendo Classic.
I'm really hoping those odds are going to be a lot worse by the end of this contest.
That would be the goal.
I'm thinking I will end it at the end of April.
Okay, so we're going to go a month.
And so what I'm going to do is I'll put details.
Than a month, sorry?
Yeah, probably 3 more shows, a little less than a month. We're already into April, a week in April now.
Yep.
So what you got to do, if you're an Apple user, you've already got access to Apple Podcasts and iTunes. You already have an iCloud account or Apple account.
Right.
Just use your app, find Geekoholics, leave a review. For anyone else out there who doesn't have an Apple device, this is going to be more work for you.
Because you're going to have to create an Apple account. You're going to have
to go download iTunes on a Windows PC, which is really freaking annoying. But let's be honest, you all have computers. It's not that hard. You already downloaded a bunch of shitty apps that you've already probably got adware and other crap on your computer. So just think about it. You're doing it for the SNES Mini, and you're doing it for the kids. But I'll leave instructions on how to do it, how to enter, how I'll be able to figure out who you are from the review. You'll find the details on Geekoholics.com. I'll probably pin the contest on our website. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on Facebook, our Geekoholics, facebook.com/Geekoholics, at Geekoholics on Twitter. So the deets will be out there. So yeah, that's it, man. Celebrate 3 years of doing this, episode 150.
That's exciting news.
But you got to work for it.
And if, you really, if you really want, Rick would probably sign it for you too. You got to really want that, though.
I don't think anyone really wants that, but I can throw that in. If
I'm just saying, if it was me and I was the one asking for it, I would definitely be like, yo, give me your John Henry on that bad boy. I'd like to say we would both sign it, but I don't foresee that we will be in the same vicinity as one another.
Yeah, I don't think I'll see you in time for that. But
there you go.
Hey.
There you go.
So yeah. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for listening. That's a little house cleaning out of the way. I guess
episode
we could just
150.
150. I thought you were going to say something else. We can roll into what you've been playing. And what we've been playing is Far Cry 5.
What? We don't even get to talk about the cool shit we did on the weekend?
Oh yeah, you did some cool shit. Never mind. Okay. Your rewinding sound was way better than mine.
I was actually looking at what you've been playing and trying to think of what it might sound like if I was to try and look.
I just made random fart noises and anyway.
So,
Yeah, it was your birthday and you went to the Vancouver Auto Show, right?
Hells yeah, I did.
I saw your photos on the Insta, like the kiddos
that's
call
like
it.
a tiny little bit of photos. I held back hard.
I went there.
I've got hundreds of photos.
When did I go? I went
2 years ago.
3 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, that was rad. That's an awesome card. That's a wicked convention center.
Yeah, they had even more of it open this year.
I think we were recording last time I went. I think that was during our first year, maybe.
Yeah,
I remember saying
you came over and you saw the Ferraris.
Yeah, I was like, they should bring PAX to the Vancouver Convention Center.
It's a big convention center.
It is a big convention center. It's an awesome location.
For a car nerd like me, it was incredible, man. They had 2 Conan's eggs there, which are insanely expensive, and
insanely
one
rare.
of them was actually sold to somebody locally. It is the first registered Conan's egg in Canada.
Oh wow.
And I don't even want to know what the price was on that. They also had a Bugatti Veyron there. The price tag on that was $2.3 million
US,
and that was used. It was a 2012 Bugatti Veyron. Yeah, no, the Conan's egg, I'd heard, I cannot confirm these numbers, but I heard somebody at the show was throwing around that the Conan's egg was going for around $8 million.
Holy shit.
Canadian, I don't know.
Is that a brand new car or is it a used car as well?
That one was brand new. This was the Agera RR. This is the fastest production car in the world right now.
So that's like a 2018.
Yeah. Okay, or 2017 or whatever it was. I can't remember. I could look through my photos. It was insane.
You posted a pic of that one, right?
I did. That was one of the first photos I picked, or I posted. Yeah,
there's some pretty rad cars there.
Oh man,
makes me so sad that I just suck at life and don't own one or all of them. Like I love them so much, and then I just kind of like tear, like I'll never have one of these.
Yep. So that was the Agera RS. And it was insane. So to tell you about how insane this car is, the highest top speed for a production vehicle, this was the Guinness World Records list of things that it won, 277.87 miles per hour. It does 0 to 400 kilometers an hour and back to 0 again in 33.29 seconds. It's a fast car.
Yeah, no shit. Wow. The Bugatti was the old title holder, right?
It was, yeah. So,
Jesus.
It was gorgeous. It was super cool. I don't know if I'll ever see another one in real life, just because obviously they're so rare. The new Lamborghini Urus was there, which is their new SUV.
That thing looked pretty sweet.
Oh man, it looks so good in the sheet metal. Absolutely gorgeous.
That thing did look sharp. I'm like, oh wow. I wish I had that as a family vehicle.
I know, right? There was also a Spiker there, one of only 2 registered in Canada. It was a Spiker C8 Spider. That's the convertible one. That was absolutely insane. The craftsmanship and just that car is crazy. Yeah, so many gorgeous cars.
That's basically like going through a super Forza Fanatics garage, but in real life.
Pretty much, yep. There's a 1988 Lamborghini Countach. So gorgeous. Looked like something right off my wall.
Yeah,
so
I had one of those in the shitty gold framed picture frame on the wall.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
$10 from Kmart or Zellers or something.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome show. We, my wife and I went. There was a Formula One car there as well. The 2017 Renault Infinity Formula One car was there. So that was pretty exciting. If you're a Formula One nerd, they even had they had chunks of it that were cut away so that you could like see the engine and like various parts of the car. It was super neat.
So when you were talking about it's Koenig, right?
Koenigsegg, yeah.
Koenigsegg. When you say production, that's like a car that a human can buy and drive on the road. But like, is an F1 car still faster than that?
Actually, I don't believe they are because they're not designed to go much past 200 miles an hour.
Because of the type of courses they're on?
Yeah, it's just the type of tracks they're on. Also, yeah, like this would be production, meaning like street legal. That's the other thing, right?
I was
like,
just thinking that F1 cars are still faster, but
they definitely do 0 to 60 much faster. And I'm sure like if you were to take that car around a track and then take a Formula One car around the track, you'd just see how much faster a Formula One car would be. But no, it's essentially production means like they have to sell a certain amount of cars, and also it has to be street legal.
Yeah, like so the F1 car could never go on the road because of exposed tires.
Yeah, and among a million other things, it's not crash tested. It's not. Yeah. There's no airbags. There's a lot of reasons.
Whatever.
They're too low to the ground.
Yeah, you'd just be dead in a regular street accident on one of those.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, I don't even want to remember how much money, like not that the Koenigsegg is any like cheaper. Jesus. But yeah, it's
so. Was it a dealership that had it on display, or the guy who just bought it?
No, the dealership, Wysack in Vancouver is, I mean, not that Koenigsegg is selling that many cars in Canada, but they are the authorized Koenigsegg dealership in Canada. They also sell, but they are also the authorized Bugatti dealership in Canada as well. So, as well as they were there with Lamborghini because they're the Lamborghini dealership in Vancouver, and Lotus. They're also the Lotus dealership in Vancouver as well. So they had the new Lotus 410 there. It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous.
It's funny to think that all of Canada is still smaller than like just the state of California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though we're like the size of the whole US, if not bigger.
What's crazy is that the exotic cars per capita is the highest of anywhere in North America in Vancouver.
Really?
Yep. There's more exotic cars and supercars, and I believe they consider exotic, or I should say like supercar or whatever, as any car over 150,000. Mm-hmm. And we have more cars here over 150,000 than anywhere per capita than anywhere else in North America.
That kind of makes sense. Vancouver's a very diverse city.
Yep. There's a couple neighborhoods that are like the amount of cars, above that line are like scary high.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was a really cool show.
Cool.
It was a blast.
It was fun when we went a couple years ago. I really liked it because my friend Darren works in the car industry.
Yep.
And he got us into the show. So we happened to be going over for a soccer game as well. I'm like, oh, the car show's going on. He's like, yeah, I can get you guys in. Come on in. I'm like, okay, why not?
Nice.
And it was cool.
So we went for dinner as well on, let's see here. We went to a place in Vancouver called The Score, and I had the craziest Caesar. I'm gonna send you a link. You can take a look at it. It is crazy. It was so.
I saw it.
For anybody who doesn't know, a Caesar in Canada is like, it's kind of like a Bloody Mary, but it's a lot better. And this place does a crazy thing where they take a half a liter of Caesar and they have this giant cup and they pour it into this cup, and then they actually build a crazy meal on top of this thing. And when I say crazy meal, so starting at the top, there is a pulled pork slider on top of a full-sized hamburger, and off to the side off to the one side is onion rings. So you get like 5 or 6 onion rings off to the one side. And then off to the other side, you get 5 or 6 hot wings. And out to the back, there is a full-size hot dog with macaroni and cheese and pulled pork on top. And all of this is sitting on top of a full chicken.
Yeah, I see the roasted chicken.
Yeah, it's a roasted chicken that they use to build all of this stuff off of that is then set on top of this Caesar. It is insane. They call it the Checkmate. It's like $60. You could feed easily 3 guys off of this thing. I was there for my birthday with some friends, and we were like, fuck it, let's do it. So we got one, and it was pretty awesome.
So if you want to see what this thing looks like, in the podcast notes, I just put a link in the free for all.
It's pretty wild. So I had to give
follow. Did you post it on Instagram or did you have it on Facebook? I saw the picture somewhere.
I think it was on Instagram, but yeah, the thing's crazy. It was wild. So
yeah, that looks crazy.
It was
happy birthday, big boy. You deserve it.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, that was kind of my. And then Sunday, the wife and I just kind of relaxed and enjoyed the city.
After eating that thing, I think you need to relax.
I know. Well, we spent the night downtown. We got a hotel for the night after the car show and after eating all that. So we spent the night.
One of those fancy by the hour hotels?
Yeah, called the Sheridan. And it was cool. It was nice. It was a really nice weekend. Kind of relaxing, kind of a little away weekend. Even though it was in our home city, so it's cool. Now,
that's awesome.
Unless you have anything exciting that you got up to this weekend.
I can't even remember my weekend. I think it was pretty
awesome then.
It was Easter. It was a long weekend. Had 2 family dinners.
Yeah,
Easter
you
Easter
had to
egg
work
hunts.
on Friday, right?
No, I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, right. You got the Monday off, you bastard.
Super long weekend.
I did not get Monday off. I had to work on Monday. So
yeah, it was fun. It was great.
Awesome.
But yeah, moving along, getting back to some video games.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Well, just like last week, Dane,
Oh, okay.
I'm still playing Far Cry 5. I did play something new, but I haven't played enough to talk about. I got SteamWorld Dig 2 from the Twitch Prime thing.
So did I.
But like I installed it and launched it, but I haven't played enough to even have an opinion on it. So
the first one was really good.
Yeah.
The first one my wife beat on PS4.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then I got then I got some other game that rhymes with Dog of Lore.
Oh yeah.
But I can't really say anything besides that.
But you're not allowed to talk about it yet?
No, I'm pretty sure I could talk about that I have it, but let's just
we don't want to piss anybody off.
Let's just say it's taken over my life. And the embargo's up next week. So next podcast, I will talk about it lots.
Awesome.
And it'll be actually, we publish when the embargo's up. So next week, I'll be able to gush about it.
Sweet.
But for the time being, it's been Far Cry 5 all the time.
Yeah.
You
and I both. That's all I've been playing, actually.
3/4. I think I'm 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
Maybe a little more. I've completed the first 2. Well, there's no really first 2 because you can do any area in any order you like, technically.
Yep.
Or can you? Are you forced to do the first area?
No, they say you can do it however you like, but they sort of like recommend that you do one area first.
Yeah, the area where it drops you in.
Yeah, they're kind of like, you should go over here and do this one first. That's what we think you should do.
So I've done that first area. Is it Jacob or John?
Oh man,
I'm having a super brain fart.
I know.
I think it's John.
It's the one where you go and you get the dog.
Yeah, it's why am I having a brain fart? Because there's two brothers and they're both like Jacob and John.
Right.
It's where Falls. It's a Falls End, right? Is the town? I'm looking at stuff which doesn't make for good radio. But yeah, I did the first area, and then I've done Faith's area.
Okay. So you started working on Faith.
I call it the second area, but it's not the second area because it's not really the second area, because you can go to the Whitetail Mountains, which is north. Mm-hmm. The west area is where they drop you in Hope County, where Falls End is, the little town where basically the resistance starts. It's John Seed. And then north is Jacob, who's the soldier.
Right.
John is the Baptist in the west, and then Faith is like the Siren, which is kind of like priestess over to the east. So I've done those
drug
two
lord.
areas. Yeah, she's the drug lord, basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of different in the other Far Cry's, and I think I talked about it last week a bit. But now that you're playing, you can have some feedback. There's story missions per se, but really the story progresses from you doing all the side missions and raising the resistance level in an area, and then it forces the confrontations with the family member that runs that area of Hope County.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you can't just choose the mission to go after John or Faith or whatever, because there is no mission to go after them. They just happen naturally as you progress the resistance in those areas.
Yeah, so as you blow up silos, as you liberate outposts, as you save hostages, as you essentially be a giant pain in the ass to the cult, you build like this meter that slowly builds up. So everything and then there's also, there are sort of story missions within those areas,
which revolve around all the characters.
Yeah, which are like
you're working with.
They're like side missions for all intents and purposes. And those give you a little more liberation points or resistance points. But yeah, and then once you fill up the first, bar, there's like three little blips, I guess, if you will, on it's like a quarter and like 3/4 and then full. And as you hit those marks, that's when a sort of story mission, like sort of story key will kick in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of a weird, the way that they've done it is really strange, I'm finding. So in every Far Cry game, at certain intervals or at a certain point, you always seem to get recaptured by the bad guy or bad girl or whatever.
Or have a crossing running.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times, you'll end up in a sequence where your guns are taken away and you're either going to get beat up or tied up or thrown in somewhere, and you have to escape or you have to jump out of a truck or something like that. And in this one, it seems like every time you hit one of those marks that they send a team after you.
Yeah, it's different. You become hunted.
Yeah.
You become
so I'm not gonna lie, the first time they started hunting me, I tried to put up a really big fight. I was shooting them all and everything, and then they're like, "Oh, shoot them with the bliss bullets!"
Yeah, shoot them in the ass with the bliss bullet.
And then all of a sudden, you get hit by whatever, and the next thing you know, there's sort of a cutscene, and you're getting tied. You're tied
you wake up tied
and,
to a chair.
Yeah, exactly. And after that, I realize now, when they're oh, we're sending the troops after you or whatever, I'm just I just stand there and let it happen now. I don't even care. Cause it happens. That's the weird thing is it just, I don't know. It's weird cause it kind of keeps happening. And yeah, I don't know. I feel in some ways they could have done a better, I don't know how, but I feel they could have done a better job at that. Cause all they keep doing is capturing you, and then you keep escaping, and then they keep capturing you again, and you keep escaping. Like, it just, I don't know.
It is kind of off-putting the first time, but
it's just a strange story device. Like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, they've also been ordered not to kill you by the father, right?
Right.
He wants to convert you.
Yeah, no, I get that.
At the same time as you're resisting them.
Yeah. It's a strange sort of, like I said, it's a way for them to move the story forward. It just feels weird because, like, I can see, like, you getting sort of captured a couple of times throughout the course of the story, but, like, the fact that you're essentially going to get captured, like, 9 times throughout the story before you get to the end is kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, it changes a little bit. I will say.
Yeah, no, they do tend to change a little bit, but I just mean, like, once you fill that up,
because you don't get captured every time, right? Like, it's just that first time you get captured. There's another time. I think, it's not every time.
The first different. 2, you definitely get captured.
Yeah, and it kind of changes.
Okay, that's
because
cool.
Those blips in raising the resistance level forces basically them to get their attention, and then interactions with them, be it during one of your story missions or some other stuff that they do. Yeah, and no,
I'm honestly really, really liking it. It's a lot of fun. It's an awesome open world sandbox. That is one thing I will say. Like, I do think the story, it starts off so strong. Like, that opening sequence in that game is so strong.
The intro is pretty rad.
And at least so far, what I've played, like, the stories since then has been kind of weak.
I think that's because of, like, how, like you were saying, how it moves along with the resistance points is...
Yeah.
Some of those interactions with the family are better than others. So, and then also, depending on what you're doing, if you're not, like, doing events and you're just exploring or hunting, you're not moving that meter. So,
no, not really.
The last time since you've had a cutscene or, like, a meaningful story mission, it could be, an hour, or it could be, like, 8 hours.
Yeah.
If you're just fucking around, like me, I find where I am right now is, like, I'm on the map and I'm kind of like, ooh, shiny over there. Ooh, look at that over there. Oh yeah, over there.
The other thing that I've found that's happened to me multiple times now, and it's actually kind of annoying, is what'll happen is I'll come across, like, a town or whatever. I'll shoot some bad guys, or maybe I'll show up at this area and there isn't anybody there. Maybe there isn't any bad guys or anybody. So I'll wander around, I'll do my thing, I'll loot a bunch of stuff, and then I'll wander off. And then I'll run into either somebody or a cutscene or something will happen, and then I'll have to go back to the area that I was just at. Except that now it's, like, it's crawling populated with bad guys, and there's a whole bunch of, like, dudes and chicks and people everywhere, like, threatening to kill me or trying to kill me, and I have to, like, and it's just so weird because, like, 5 minutes before I just wandered through here and there was nobody fucking here. That's happened a few times, and it just feels weird because, like I understand obviously why it happened, because it's open world and you can do things however you want. But it just feels weird that it does it like that, where it's literally there is nothing there, because I have to go back there, and when I go back there, I'm going to have to, like, kill everybody, and it's going to spawn in all the, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it feels really weird. Like, that's happened to me several times now, and it's a little bit off-putting, because when I wander into an area, I'm like, oh, apparently I need to find a mission to come back here and actually do this area, because, like, there's nothing here. And that's exactly what's happened a few times now.
I've had that happen a couple of times. I was in an area. Oh, this looks like a neat little place. Like, something should be going on here, and no one's here. And then I found, I guess, the quest giver.
Yeah, and then you had to go back there
somewhere else, and then it's like, oh, now we're back here in this area. Oh, now this makes sense. It's all populated and stuff's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
That's weird.
I will say, I will say, probably the buggiest Far Cry game I've ever played.
There's been some funny, hilarious stuff with physics, I will say.
Oh, really? I've had like game not game breaking necessarily, but like mission breaking bugs where I've like had to restart my game over, like save and restart my like boot the game back up again.
Yeah, when me and Trevor
because it's actually like stuck. Like I can't. Like there was one near the first area, and I went and essentially like liberated this one dude, and when I tried to untie him, it just wouldn't, like, there wasn't the pop-up to let me untie him, so I couldn't untie him to let him go, so then I could talk to him to get the mission. And like a truck came by and like hit him, and then he like gets up and he like, so I'm like, oh great, he's like, now he's not untied now he's not tied anymore, I'll just go talk to him. But he runs back to the place that he was at before, gets back on his knees and puts his hand, and like suddenly his hands are tied behind his back again. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I haven't had any that I can remember of, but I have terrible memory. But Trevor, I think a couple times got stuck in the environment, like in a building or a wall or something.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times as well.
I haven't. We haven't had it happen since. Maybe there was a patch since launch that's made it better, but I haven't noticed.
Yeah, no, there's just like I said, there's just been a few. There's been a few missions kind of like that where I've
and we're both playing on PC.
Yes,
so,
yeah, we are.
And like I said, I haven't had any game breaking issues like that. I've had hilarious physics happen, but that's every 3D game.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's another bug that I seem to run into somewhat constantly, actually, and it's if I load into the game, whatever my melee weapon was, it's weird. It shows up in my inventory that I have it, but when I try to switch to my melee weapon, like my pipe or my bat or whatever, it only has my fists.
Oh, weird.
And then when I find another melee weapon and I like pick it up, or I throw my old one away and pick it up or whatever, then I can switch to it and it will work. That's like weird. I know, and it like every time I load into the game, it's like, okay, well now I got to go find a melee weapon so that I can actually use the melee weapon that I have it like attached to me already. Like it's kind of funny. So there's been like a few things like that. Like I said, nothing like full on game breaking. Because I have been able to exit the game and come back in, and that usually has, at least in the cases that I've run into currently, has fixed the issues that I had. Like with, I mean, there has been a few where I've had to redo a bunch of stuff though. Like that one with the guy where he wouldn't get up, so that like I wasn't able to untie him. Yeah. When I loaded back in, I essentially had to save him and kill all the other guys again. So I essentially sort of had to do all that like a second time. You've
clearly updated your drivers, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, no, they're weird. Up to date. It's like, yeah, that's just like, and that wouldn't even be like a driver thing. That would definitely be more of a like game patch logic issue. But
I'm really enjoying all the weapons. I'm enjoying the shooting. Feels awesome. Sniping people from super far away, taking out people stealthy with arrows to the head. I've been doing a lot of hunting. Tip for everyone out there. I can't remember if you need I think you need a perk. I can't remember the perk, but there's a perk that gives you double skins and inventory items. Like when you collect plants or get skins or whatever.
You can carry twice as many.
There's a perk that gets you double when you collect them. Mm-hmm. But if you hunt animals with the bow and arrow, I know it mentioned this somewhere, but it totally glossed over my head. And Teacup reminded me when we were playing, he's like, oh yeah, if you kill animals with your bow and arrow, you get double the skins.
Oh, that's dope.
Very easy way to make lots of money. You just throw some bait out. Whatever random animal for that area comes running in, and you just arrow them to the head, go grab their skin, do it again, arrow to them the head.
I will say, man, some of the animals in that game are surprisingly bullet spongy. Like the first time I saw a deer, I was like, oh man, I've got a rifle, like couple shots. That should take care of that.
Depends with what gun and where you're shooting them. Headshots are definitely more lethal. The 50 cal will kill any animal with one shot to the head.
Okay.
But like a bear will still take you 2, maybe 3 shots, depending where you hit them if you aren't hitting them in the head.
Right.
Arrows, smaller animals, 1 shot to the head will kill them. The oxen and bears are 2 or 3, depending on what type it is specifically.
Okay.
To
fair enough.
the head.
Which is bizarre because when you're hunting, the last thing you want to do is try and shoot an animal in the head.
Yeah, because that ruins your trophy, right?
Yeah, and it's also a small target, and there's multiple reasons why you don't want to shoot like an animal in the head.
This is a video game.
Yeah, I know.
Headshots do more damage.
Of course.
So yeah, that's a good way to make money. Bait and arrow, max out, go to a different area, bait and arrow. You'll get full skins really quickly. Go to a shop, sell it all. Boom, there's like 4,000 or 5,000 gold.
Yeah, I haven't had an issue like getting currency in the game, which is good.
No, it's not an issue. And then they have the silver, which are locked in chests, or it like seems like every outpost has 40 silver, which is the in-game currency you can purchase.
Right.
Which you don't have to purchase. You can just purchase it if you kind of want to time cheat and get a particular weapon or outfit instantly. That's the only advantage. That's the only reason that system's in there.
Right.
You want to unlock a certain gun right away. Which, in my opinion, I think that kind of ruins things. Like, you're cheating yourself if you just buy the best gun right away as opposed to earning it.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Now, if you want to buy silver to get a different outfit, whatever. Whatever shoots your boat. Outposts are easy, and you get them at a... Like, I think I've already gotten, 1,000 silver.
Oh, okay.
I use it, because why not?
I haven't.
Nothing.
I think I just found my first 40 or whatever the other day.
Yeah, it comes. I don't know. 40 is such a weird number, but yeah, it's usually a chunk of 40 at any outpost.
Yeah, it said when I finally found it, it's like you can get silver at any There's one silver thing at each outpost, and I was like, I've liberated a few of these, and I hadn't seen this. I've got to go back and look at those.
You got to go back and find the safe because usually they're a little hidden. They're not immediately obvious where the safes are in the outposts. So that's another little tip.
Yeah, for sure.
There are some other collectibles too. I don't know what purpose they really serve besides collecting them.
Right.
There's a cheeseburger bobblehead, and there's a baseball and some other random stuff. Maybe you sell it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just sell all whenever I get to a shop and hit the button and don't even look at what I'm selling.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this point.
Give me my money. The one thing I will say, too, is they kind of do a weird job of setting up the whole homeopath stuff.
Yeah,
it's there from the get-go, and they don't explain
pretty much
any of
not
it to you.
Touched it at all.
Yeah,
you can or you can't not. It's really kind of up to you if you want to. You can mix ingredients and things and make for lack of a better term, potions that give you
there's one for
strength
speed,
or stamina.
One for strength,
make you faster.
One for a hunter instinct, which is reveals all enemies and animals near you in any given radius.
Right.
And then there's the last one, which is defense, and they're made from all the different plants and oils and stuff you find around that you get from looting cult members or Peggies, or you find just out in the forest or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm 3/4 of the game, and I finally found and did the mission where they explain what all that shit does.
Oh, really?
Which I think is so weird. I feel like maybe...
I mean, it's there. You can click
it's
on it
there
and
for you to
doing
figure
it
out on your own. But I just did a series of missions that it explains getting the materials, what they do, and why you want to use them.
Huh.
So I kind of feel like that mission. Maybe I missed the breadcrumb trail that was pointing me to go there, and I just never did it. Or
it's possible, I guess.
Or he's to the east, so he's in the second area. You might not run into that guy or do that side mission until the very end of the game. I think it's just very weird. I feel like that guy should have been near the start of the game because I use that stuff all the time. I use the hunter. I use the hunter instinct all the time. I use the defense when I do outposts.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea
because
depending on how you do outposts.
Yeah, well, I'd try and do them stealthy, but as you get later in the game, there's a lot of heavies, and they're very strong.
Yeah, I know. They're
and
annoying.
they could wreck your shit if you don't have a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. I
So-
usually rock a bulletproof vest anyways.
I recommend you look into the homeopathy or potion system.
Like I said, I've
It's there.
mixed a few up. I just like
Yeah.
I know they're there. I just
if you're
haven't
just
bothered
screwing
really
around,
using
you
it.
can figure it out on your own. You know, it's definitely not handholdy. You don't need that mission, but I think it's weird. Like, I think some people might not even realize it's really there.
Yeah, because that's the second page.
Yeah, it's on the second page of your weapon wheel.
Right, because
Where
the
your
first page of
fishing
your
rod
weapon wheel,
is
you
and-
can like go there and you can make like dynamite sticks and you
Yep.
can make like
Remote explosives,
sticky bombs and all that kind of stuff there. So I mean, they kind of show you that stuff at the very beginning, and I think maybe they're thinking like, oh, people are going to click over and like,
They'll figure it
hey,
out.
I've figured out that we need materials to make explosives, and hey, look, all these other things. We just apparently need these different ingredients to make this stuff.
I can't remember. Did the other Far Cry's have that system?
I don't.
I feel like it's
believe they did.
I feel like it's a callback to the old Far Cry with with the crisis suit almost.
Yeah, which is funny because that was definitely Crisis and not Far Cry.
Yeah, like better defense, better strength, better speed.
Yeah, that was definitely the Crisis games where you could sort of choose.
The certain buff depending on what you were doing.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, my Crisis suit's gonna now give me more strength, and now I need more speed, so I'm gonna like turn that one on. And you had a certain amount of energy that would get used up when you did stuff, and you had to wait for your suit to recharge. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting though. That or it was kind of their way of adding. I mean, yeah, just another layer, I guess.
Yeah,
What's the partner that you've been using the most?
I like. Oh, what's her name?
The sniper?
No, the girl with the bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. I haven't unlocked her yet.
I think it's Dutch's niece.
Right. She's like really stealthy and uses the bow and silently kills people.
Yeah, her and Peaches. I'd say I used the most.
I've heard good things about that combo where you can use Peaches and they're almost like OP, where you can kind of wreck shop with the two of them because they're both stealthy. Peaches is the cougar.
The cougar, and she's stealthy as opposed to Cheeseburger or Boomer.
Right.
So the cougar goes around stealthy taking enemies out, and she has the bow and arrow, so she takes them out. She essentially is a silent sniper. So, I do like that combo.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Are you finding like, and maybe I'm doing this wrong, I'm not really finding that I direct my, like, what are they even called? The
Guns for hire.
Guns for hire. I'm not finding that I direct them very often. Are you finding that you kind of take control and tell them, like, go over here and kill that guy?
I tell them where to go.
Yeah?
It's just G and H on the keyboard.
Right.
You can tell them to kill certain enemies, or you can tell them to just follow
out
you
over
around,
there.
and then they just react as you're getting attacked.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really taken too much control. Like I said, I haven't played nearly as much as you at this point, but I'm going to play with it probably this weekend. And
done most of the challenges with them all, so I'm not using them that much anymore because I do kind of find them distracting.
Yeah,
they're good. I will use them when I'm doing story missions, but when I am just doing exploring around, I just don't want them around.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Can you get them to drive? Because that would be cool if they could drive and you could shoot.
Yeah, if they get into a car and you walk into the car as a passenger, they'll drive to the waypoint.
Oh, see, that I might actually start using, because then I can like shoot people on my way to the waypoint. And that'd be all right.
Yeah, no, they're all right. They're good at killing people too when you direct them.
Yeah, I gotta play with that a little more because I feel like I said, they're there and like they're definitely helpful from time to time. I've had a few times where I'm like, oh, I'm glad you were there, but like for the most part, I'm like feeling that I am not directing them enough or sort of using them as efficiently as I could be. How about?
Yeah.
So, no, that game's really good. I feel like it's been long enough since I've played a good like open world first-person shooter style game, and I think that this does enough changes. I was like anybody that listened last week, I was a little bit skeptical of the system where they got rid of needing to hunt for like skins to then use them for upgrades.
Yeah.
And I actually don't like you said, I actually don't mind the system now where yes, you're using them to get skins or you're using them to complete challenges so that you can then get perk points, which then you use to upgrade. But at least with the perk points, you sort of upgrade the things that you want, and it kind of puts that back in your hands in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like I'm just running around the map searching for a shark because I need a shark.
Yeah, I told you it's
like
it's good.
No, it works well. Like I'm impressed actually. Yeah.
It seems like it would be weird. Like you liked hunting for the stuff before, but like I brought up, it's like, well, if this stupid thing doesn't spawn, I'm at the mercy of like finding it, right?
Mm-hmm. Or if you're like, okay, well, I'm over here, I got to go all the way over there to get that, and then, like you said, then I got to find it in hopes that it spawns, and like, because some of them are a little more difficult to find. Yeah, no, I like the system. It works. It seems to work well. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep playing. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a giant sandbox, which is awesome. And then like the ridiculous things that you can do in it are pretty great. Flying the helicopter is awesome. I do like enjoy flying around. I do find it a little bit annoying how easily you get spotted even when you're in it's like the opposite of Ghost Recon Wildlands. In this, it's like you're flying way overhead and like you're just getting seen all over.
At you.
Yeah, you get seen all over the place. Whereas in like Ghost Recon Wildlands, I land 100 yards outside of the like outpost, and nobody seems to even care that I'm there. So it's kind of funny, but
sorry if I was half listening. There's like a price error on the Razer game store.
Oh yeah.
So by the time this podcast episode goes live, it probably will be fixed, but essentially there's a code to get 50% off any game.
Wow.
So I just bought Ni no Kuni 2 on PC for $27.
Dude, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so if you want to go to the Razer store, I can just tell you the code offline and you can buy something if you're just planning on buying something on PC. It's like good for Far Cry 5, Ni no Kuni, like anything. 50% off any game. I'm pretty sure that code's going to get shut down soon.
Oh, you never know. That's their new game store or whatever.
Yeah, Razer launched a game store similar to Green Man Gaming or anything else.
Right. Man, I haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah, it launched like I think yesterday, and they were giving away like a free game, and the site like crashed. It wasn't a very good game they were giving away, but yeah, it's like
you know how gamers are with free shit.
Any game right now on PC, like they have all the new shit, like Far Cry, Wolfenstein 2, Origins.
Interesting.
It's pretty awesome.
Very cool. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I might have to get in on that afterwards.
I didn't think I was going to get Ni no Kuni 2. Right now, without that code, everything's 10% off. It's PC games, obviously, so
right.
But yeah.
Huh. Very good. Wow. They got some good deals on right now, actually.
So actually, it says right now they
Wildlands is $20.
They have an exclusive right now. If you purchase any of these games, purchase any of these 4 exclusives, and receive 15 Razer Game Store discount code, some silver, I guess it's a reward system or something. $10 Razer Store hardware voucher. Which is kind of funny. So I bought Ni no Kuni, and it looks like I'm going to get $15 back towards another game.
They're smart. Like they're vertically integrating all this. So you buy hardware, you get Z Silver, and then you can use Z Silver to buy more games or more hardware. And by buying games now, you get, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty smart. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I got to give it to them. So, yeah. There you go.
Anyway,
as we dive into the news.
So yeah, Far Cry 5, it's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it still. I'm a little distracted with the new release that I got, but I will be playing it still with my brother-in-law. We will continue. We were basically playing up to the end of the second area, and then we're going to do the last area together.
Oh, okay, that's
just
cool.
Play through the end together. Even though one of us is going to have to redo it again, but whatever.
Yeah, that's the only bummer.
But our progress will be pretty close. Yeah, that's the only complaint I have about Far Cry 5 is that the co-op progression it's just dumb.
Because of it sucks because of the way the co-op works in that game. I have zero interest in playing it in co-op, which sucks. Because if it was like Recon, like if it was like Wildlands, where like you could jump into my game and we could just go wreck shit for 20 minutes, a half an hour, go do some stuff, and we would both just open up that part of the map, have those outposts finished up or whatever, that would be awesome. But the fact is that if you were to jump in my game, we'd go do that, and then it wouldn't be like that way in your game. Or if I jump in your game, I don't get like it completely for me at least, it takes any reason for me to do that pretty much out. Because then I'm like, well, why on earth would I want to do it twice?
Yeah, I get
that some people don't want to have other people in their game for story stuff, and that's fine. But like, it just sucks that, you know, and I understand that you still do get the perks and the money and that stuff. Like if you unlock weapons or perks or money, all of that stuff stays for each party. But there's no incentive for me to go play co-op now, because I'm essentially going to have to redo everything if I haven't already done it in my game.
Yeah,
and if I have already done it, then why would I want to do it again? You know, like yeah.
Like you keep your perk points, your money, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the only complaint I have.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know why. I have no idea.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not really sure either. It's a weird design choice.
Because when you do stuff together in Wildlands,
like I said,
it checks it off.
Yeah, when you jump, like if I jump in your game and we go do a bunch of stuff, all that stuff still stays finished, completed, and done in my game. When I like when I stop playing with you, it keeps me exactly in the same spot that I am, and I just keep playing the game. And when I exit, that's all just exactly the same as it was. Like it's So it's a strange. If I ever get a chance to talk to the devs, I will definitely be asking the question as to like why they decided to do it that way.
I'm sure.
And I don't know if it's mainly like, I don't know if it's like a reason like hardware wise, they were like, oh, well, we had to do it because of this, or if it's like we didn't want to ruin story stuff. I'm not really sure, but I would love to be able to ask them one day.
I'm sure it's going to get addressed soon. It's only been out for a week, so.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
Yeah, I guess moving along. Let's get into news and stuff.
News.
I like that.
Yeah.
Our first story. Fortnite Mobile is now available to everyone on iOS. Unfortunately, not on Android yet, but before it was an invite-only system. Right. So now they can ruin everyone's school, not just the rich kids' school who got invites.
It's a story from IGN talking about it's out for everybody now that wants to play it on iOS.
Yeah,
So,
I
guess we still don't have any idea when that's going to come out for Android.
I imagine it's going to be soon. I did play it. I said I played it last week, right? On iOS?
Yeah, you were playing it on your wife's iPad, if I remember correctly?
Nope. My niece's iPhone.
Oh, okay. Niece's iPhone. I knew it was somebody else's
and I was
iDevice.
like, wow, this plays really good. This looks really good.
That's pretty dope.
So, yeah. Sorry, I'm on Steam right now trying to activate my game, but you can't do it through the website.
Good job.
Trying to activate it before they can take it back from me.
I don't know if you know this, Rick. We're in the middle of recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You see what I got to deal with, people? This is the shit I got to deal with. Fucking Rick and his OCD. We're recording a podcast. He's out there getting sick deals and shit. Because Rick.
Hell he is. For a game that I don't even have time to play for.
Exactly. Fucking hell.
6 months after release, Shadow of War has removed all microtransactions.
It's a strange one.
It is a strange one. The timing is strange.
Yeah.
The language is strange.
Like, I could have seen them if they would have done this 2 weeks after release. This would have made sense. But here we are 6 months later with them doing it. Like, what possibly? I don't understand why they would. Like, are they hoping that enough people that were angry about there being those in there in the first place are now gonna go, oh, well, they took them out, so I'm gonna buy the game now? Like, were they just not making enough money and they just decided, like, well, maybe
they
we'll
say
try.
Here in their community post on their forums that it's basically to restore the core promise of the Nemesis system. They'll be permanently removing gold, war chests, and the market. So I guess buying really powerful orcs for people who are willing to waste money basically gave them a gameplay advantage. Especially when it came to the late half of the game, the Shadow War stuff, which is kind of like raiding other people's bases and protecting your own bases.
Right.
So it probably compromised that system, and with more time away from launch, they probably really saw this like, this is really screwing people over that don't spend any money and kind of fucks the system that everyone likes this game.
From what I understand, though, it didn't really have that much of an effect. Like, if you chose not to interact with that system,
I never
sound like it was really
you didn't have to interact
all
with that system in the early stages of the game, but in the later half of the game where it turns into like the Shadow War.
Oh, like the giant grind?
Yeah, that everyone complains about, which I never got to. That's probably where it breaks things.
I'm hearing that they're also going to be changing, like releasing a patch and changing a bunch of that end game. My guess would be to...
Maybe no one was playing the game as well, and this gets them in the news cycle again.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey, we're good guys, man, getting rid of the evil microtransactions, because, we were at the forefront of the shitstorm until fucking Battlefront walked up and was like, yo, Shadow War, hold my beer.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't even know, man. It's honestly like it's just such a weird move.
I think I got halfway through that game on PC, and I haven't been able to go back to it. So it was a cool game. I liked it. I maybe would have had more to complain about if I had gotten to the point where the grind was brutal and it was forcing me to spend money, but I didn't play it enough to get to that point. So good on them. Getting rid of any microtransactions deserves a clap of the hands. So, because microtransactions and loot boxes suck dick.
Sweet.
Chrono Trigger on PC will get patched to add the original graphics. Remember we talked about this a couple weeks ago when everyone was like, oh, it's like a mobile game. It wasn't the like mobile game.
The worst version of this game.
But it was like a shit port of Chrono Trigger, and people were not very happy.
Right.
It's going to get patched to have the Super Nintendo graphics. So, does that fix everything? I don't know. Will it make some people happy? Yes, it will.
It'll help, but it's definitely not going to...
They kind of screwed up from the get-go.
they fucked that one up pretty
I guess it's better than nothing. At least if it's the original graphics, I think people will be happier.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's still the wonky controls interface or whatever, but
yeah, I'll stay out of that one. I'll continue to play it.
Ubisoft announced a second season of free updates coming for Ghost Recon Wildlands, and they start next week.
That's crazy. They're pushing out
I didn't
a
even
second
know that
year
was
of
even going to
updates.
be a thing.
I know.
Collectively known as Year 2, beginning next week. New missions, items, rewards, and community-requested features.
And a whole ton of this shit is free.
Year 2 will consist of 4 free updates, referring to as special operations. First one due on April 10th.
So they're also going to introduce a Year 2 pass, which is going to be $29.99 US. And that will include 7-day early access to the season's new Ghost War classes, plus a customization pack, 4 special ops crates, and 4 Ghost War crates. So I don't know what all of that necessarily means, but apparently you can pay some money and tell them that you're really happy about them making a second year stuff, and there you go.
So April 10th, next week, we'll introduce Sabotage as the first of these content drops. It's a new PvP game, basically attack and defend mode.
Sabotage will come with
5 new maps. Sabotage will come with 5 new maps, the first of 6 new PvP classes, and new perks.
Wow.
Oh, PvP class, that's cool. If you look in the show notes on your podcast player of choice, there'll be a link to the story with a video that goes over this announcement. That's cool, man. Ubisoft's
Also,
killing it with the post-game support. Like,
not in this story, but I'm trying to remember where it was now. I was reading just earlier today that Ghost Recon Wildlands passed 10 million users.
yeah, I think it's across all platforms. That's pretty impressive.
That's, yeah, that are like active and stuff. And like, yeah, Ubisoft is definitely, like you said, they're killing it right now. Like they're doing a lot of things really well.
Moving along. PUBG Dev plans to disable keyboard and mouse support for console. Apparently on Xbox, people have been using devices like the Zim 4 to play with the keyboard and a mouse. And
I thought you could just plug a keyboard and a mouse into it, couldn't you?
You could plug a keyboard and a mouse into a PS4 apparently and play Fortnite, which I'm still dying to do because I'd imagine I'd be really good compared to idiots on controllers. Not that they're idiots, but anyway, if you're playing against people on a controller and you got a keyboard and mouse, I think you just naturally have an advantage regardless of your skill level. Though some people with controllers are still pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
But so they're looking to disable it because people are
sort of using it to cheat, kind of.
Yeah, it's not a fair level playing field. It's like the guys using keyboard and mice on the mobile version of PUBG.
Yeah.
It's not really cool. Especially when everyone else is stuck on a touchscreen interface.
Yeah.
It's literally like taking people's freaking arms out and then getting them to play against you.
Yeah, it's pretty mean.
So apparently that's not going to last forever. So I don't think they're going to ban these people, but I guess they have a way of telling how they're playing and just, hey, guess what? You can't play. Jerks.
That or your keyboard and mouse just doesn't work anymore when you try to like use them in the game.
Yeah. Metroidvania game Chasm, which we've seen at like 1 million Pizaxes. I think it's been at PAX for like a good 4, maybe even 5 years. Yeah, this was a Kickstarter from 2013.
Yeah.
Originally anticipated to release in 2014. It's getting a release date of launching this summer. Does it say the specific date here? Or does it just say summer?
This summer.
Yeah, just this summer. PS4, PC, and Vita.
Yeah.
This game looks rad. Every time I saw it PAX, I'm like, oh, that looks like a good Metroid. That looks like a Metroidvania I want to play.
It does look
got like
cool.
that 16-bit type graphics, but besides, me and my Castlevanias been all over that shit lately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you've been all over that recently.
That's exciting news. That's good. Good on those guys. They've been working really hard on that for a while now.
And in news that I was very excited about earlier, Spyro Reignited Trilogy is confirmed.
The worst kept secret
Absolutely.
in gaming.
So essentially, Amazon leaked it earlier, and then Activision just came out and was like, "Yep, this is actually happening now." It is a full-on remaster. This in the similar vein that they did the Crash Bandicoot remaster. So like a full graphics overhaul. It's going to be all 3 of the original games from the PlayStation. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I'm not going to lie. This game looks seriously gorgeous. Go watch some of the videos I've seen a bunch of side-by-side videos, and like they're showing the amount of detail and things like that they've added to this. It looks awesome. Pretty excited. Looks really rad. This is totally a cutesy 3D platforming adventure.
This is basically where Skylanders spawned from this.
Technically, yeah, but this is the first Skylanders game was like Skylanders Spyro's Adventure or something like that it was called.
Because it's the same company, right? Toys for Bob, is that what they're called?
Yep. This looks great. I'm really excited, actually. Like this, I feel like this with a much better graphics overhaul, and which is exactly what they're doing. Like it.
I remember my sister playing this on my PlayStation. I would bring it home from work. It was a little too cutesy for me at the time frame that it came out in my gaming career.
No, that's fair.
But I know it was a decent, solid platformer, so...
Oh, yeah.
People are very happy about it. I think I'm more happy for that than a Crash Bandicoot trilogy. So
Yeah, I don't know. For me, like, I enjoyed Crash, but I definitely... Like, Crash was probably the first game I ever played on PlayStation, but I swear I probably played way more Spyro than I did Crash. And it's actually funny because I think that my little brothers and sisters got Spyro when I was a kid, and I swear I probably ended up playing it almost more than they did because like it was just a really well put together game. Like it was a really good game. So this is
awesome.
Exciting news. This all just makes me really want that friggin' Jak and Daxter done properly.
Not gonna
None
happen.
of this, just throw it out there with the old graphics. I want it remastered like this,
that's
man.
a weird version.
Oh, it would be so good. It would be so good.
What did I get that with? That came free with something.
Uncharted?
Was it Uncharted? Maybe it came free with Uncharted, the girl
I think
one.
because you like pre-ordered it or
Legacy
something. Or yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's just the original game in crazy flat, high resolution textures.
Yeah, like it's kind of weird.
It's a little off-putting, yeah. Moving along, World of Warcraft expansion Battle for Azeroth that gets a release date August 14th, 2018.
I'm pretty excited about that. Get back into World of... No, I'm not.
I was going to say, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I had my times. I had 2 love affairs with the World of Warcraft. Once when it first launched, every day, 10 plus hours a day for 6 months, which was not very healthy. And then fell back into it again much later during the Cataclysm expansion.
Yep.
Where we were actually raiding, and like I'd never raided in games before. Like, and you know, I was tanking for our raid groups. It was pretty crazy. Like, I never thought I could do that stuff. I was like, I can't do this. I just want to be in the back line. And meanwhile, I'm tanking raid bosses. Like, WTF?
Yeah, it was a different time for sure.
Which was a lot of fun, but I don't think I could ever get back into WoW.
Yeah, I don't.
If they announced it,
I don't know if I'll ever get deep back into another MMO. Like it's weird. I go through phases where like I want to play another MMO and I jump in and I try, and it lasts 10, 20 hours, and then I kind of bounce off of it again. But, it is what it is. So, good for the people that are still playing, though. They're very excited about it. I know some people that are still deep into WoW, and they're very happy to hear this. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Are you buying another game over there
No.
or something? Oh, okay.
Sorry. I did just get a text message.
Come on, man. Focus.
Yeah, I don't think I can play an MMO again ever. I don't have the time.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
I did love them, and I do love them. And the idea of getting back into one is like fun, but ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That ship has sailed. That's for younger people or people with a lot more free time than me.
That's the key. Free time.
Yeah. LawBreakers developer confirms that it's now focusing on other projects. They'll continue to support the game in its current state, but they're moving along. That game did not get the numbers that it was looking for. It is essentially a failure. Nexon is not investing any more money on it and just cutting their losses.
It's kind of brutal. It's weird because, it wasn't a game that really struck out to either one of us. Like we both.
No, I didn't. I never liked it. I never enjoyed it at all. I just this game feels like a game from the past. There's stuff doing better stuff here. The character art was meh. There was no, you compare it, is trying to be like Overwatch, except for Overwatch characters people love, and the characters in this game just felt soulless and just rando.
Yeah, and also the feel of the game felt strange. I don't know how to explain it. They were trying to go for this fast Quake style game, but yet the game itself didn't feel like that.
I didn't like the shooting.
Exactly.
Some people liked it, but as of the writing of this story, there was 9 people on Steam playing it.
Ooh, that's
it's done. I would just pull the plug. What are you even supporting?
I wonder if they're thinking they should have released it as a free to play like they were originally going to.
Yeah, there was some talk about the free to play aspect of changing it, but they don't have any money to invest changing it at this point, and Nexon's nope, we're done. So the only good news I do have to say about this is that it seems like the studio is not shutting down at the moment, because I honestly thought that was going to be the next story we heard from LawBreakers or from Bosky, is that, we're shutting down because the game was a failure. Because I have not heard of any studios who haven't, and this is their first and only game. I haven't heard of many studios release a game and it flop monumentally and still live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So that's the only upside of the story.
I think with them, obviously, they took a shot and it didn't work. But I feel like there's the potential is there. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's I feel like there is potential in that studio. So I do hope that whatever they choose for their second game, I really hope that, obviously they choose right and it's something that's good and different. And at the same time, I respect the fact that they went after what they thought was what people wanted. But I don't know. I think it's weird. I feel like we're on the cusp of that retro style Quake Unreal Tournament style game coming back.
I don't think
but
so.
I think that we're not quite there yet.
I don't think that style of game's come back.
No, that's what I said. I don't think it has come back.
I don't think it will come back. I don't think that's what people want in their shooters.
I think it might come back because everything is cyclical at some point. I mean, every time I think, RTS games are dead and gone or whatever, they seem to come back. Or
I think it's too fast and too twitch, and it only appeals to a very small sect of shooter players. Because they were never even really that huge. They were huge in that there was just not anything else back then. that's why they were huge. I think more so than the fact that that's the type of gameplay people liked. It's like that was the only show in town was Quake. There was nothing else. And it was great. It was great for the time and the era. But like there's just so many better shooter type mechanics out there. There's shooter based games that are just better, funner, more fun.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think
they were trying to create something new and like be on the ground floor. Absolutely.
Right.
And,
like when they were trying to kind of harken back to that old one, like that old style, but at the same time try to do something new with it. But I honestly think going class based was almost, I don't know. There's lots of reasons why. If had some heart or some good design, like maybe it would have caught on. But like the characters just sucked. I'm sorry. Like I don't talk negative about a lot of stuff, and I try not to. But the characters in LawBreaker were terrible. It felt
Nobody
very generic.
cosplays as a LawBreaker character unless they were paid for it by Bosky. I'm sorry, at like a convention. No real cosplayer wanted to be any character in that game. That's a test of like whether your characters are likable or lovable, right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The good news is that not everyone is out on the street on their asses on that. Hopefully they can rebound with something interesting. Maybe they can do like a battle royale game.
Oh, jeez. That kind of wouldn't half surprise me, actually.
LawBreakers is now a battle royale.
So, guys, I got this idea. What if 100 LawBreakers dropped onto a map
out of a spaceship,
and there was this ring, and it slowed, it got closer and smaller, and the area got tighter, and
but the map could be like a low gravity orb.
Oh god.
Anyway, moving along. Nintendo news. Battle Chasers is coming to Switch May 15th. Dane is creaming his pants.
Oh yeah. I can finally finish that damn game.
Yeah,
because I stopped playing it on my PC because I was like, oh, I'll finish it on Switch.
It's because it sounded like it was going to be here a lot sooner. I honestly was like May. I was like, oh man, I was really thinking like April. It's still like a month and a half away.
I know.
But that's good news. I'm really intrigued to see how it performs on Switch.
I'm a little bit worried still, but
like I wonder what kind of things they've changed. But then again, it is 3D, but it's got a very stylized look, so there's probably a lot of tricks that they can pull.
Also, as I understand it, a large reason why it's taken this long wasn't their fault.
It's Nintendo.
It sounded like they were waiting on Unity, actually. The Unity engine had bugs that they were waiting on Unity to fix.
God damn Unity.
So that's my understanding out of this whole situation, being a Kickstarter backer.
Damn Unity.
Yeah.
Moving along. PlayStation news. Marvel Spider-Man got a release date. September 7th. Woo woo.
Fuck yeah.
PlayStation blog has a story that we got here detailing the release date and details the collector's edition and regular edition and all the bullshit you get with it.
Of course.
That collector's
and all
edition
the pre-order stuff.
I haven't bought a collector's edition.
I
haven't bought a collector's edition in a really long time.
I think the one and maybe only collector's edition was Half-Life 2.
I've got a couple. I might buy this one because I don't have a cool Spider-Man statue and I like Spider-Man. So I've got like Assassin's Creed, God of War, Uncharted, Infamous, like some of the iconic PlayStation games I've got collector's editions for that had cool statues, but I've really like not bought many lately, but I could use a Spider-Man one, a cool looking Spider-Man. I like the Spider-Mans.
Fair enough. Like I said, I think it was Half-Life 2 was the last one that I bought, and it came with a t-shirt.
Yeah, did it come with anything else? Maybe a little digital. No, it came with a little strategy guide, like a mini strategy guide.
Yep.
I also bought that collector's edition. I was hoping it was going to come out sooner. I was thinking like June or July. So that's kind of disappointing, but whatever.
That is kind of in line with what I figured.
The good news is that I'm going to guess it's going to be playable at E3. And it'll definitely be playable, I'm pretty sure, at PAX West, which is only a week before release, but that's still before release. So,
yeah.
Xbox news. No Man's Sky is headed to Xbox One. Coming this summer.
So weird.
And
I thought that Sony was like the one that published that game.
Oh, it's been over a year now, I think.
Yeah.
Or it will be. And it will be landing with the next big giant update that they've been doing at ARG and all kinds of teasing. That game has changed quite a bit. My sister-in-law plays it. She's actually taken part in the ARG. My sister-in-law.
What? Okay, I hear this word being thrown around. What's ARG?
It's like, I don't know what it actually stands for. But it's like real like puzzle games and it's like augmented reality game, alternate reality game. But it's like Halo did an ARG where people were going to payphones and listening to messages and piecing the messages together and solving like real world like puzzles around the world. And anyway, she got like this card in the mail, like this hard card in the mail. And I'm like, what the hell is this? She's like, oh, that's from the No Man's Sky ARG. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh. Yeah, she's still playing it. Actually, she's been playing a lot of Subnautica too.
Interesting. All right.
Anyway, No Man's Sky still kicking it. There's a lot of people still playing it, you know. Get past all the negativity of launch and what everyone's crazy minds ran wild. There's still a game there that people actually like. Probably more content than Sea of Thieves.
Hey, I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where they, given some time, that that whole thing turns around, and then people go, "Holy shit, this thing kind of is what they said it was." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah,
that's big news. That game's done really well, so good on them. Regardless of what anyone thinks, like they've sold tons of copies. It's still going. They're making big good cash, and now they're gonna have like a second life on Xbox now.
You think that they're gonna be able to get away from the initial reaction that they had on PlayStation, though?
Because people on Xbox they'll only get the updated version, which people are much happier with.
Right, but I just mean like a lot of
version
people have heard
game,
about.
If the current version of No Man's Sky was the launch game,
nobody would probably be bitching about it.
It would be much. There'd still be people bitching. Let's be honest. This is the freaking internet, and people bitch on the internet. That's what they do. But it would be a lot less.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be the shitstorm that it was. Xbox Live issued a new terms of service. Apparently, offensive language on Xbox Live can lead to a ban.
Wow.
I haven't heard of any instances of this happening yet. This just went out, I want to say last week or something.
Keep your F-bombs in check, apparently.
Well, I don't think it's so much that you're dropping F-bombs and stuff. It's more that you're dropping F-bombs or racist phrases and shit towards other people.
Yeah, I guess that's
it's one thing to say a swear word. It's one thing to say you dirty effer, whatever. Right? Like the shit that people talk. Like,
and it makes sense if they put this in there, then at least if somebody is being a racist. Yeah,
then they have the ability to be like, you know what? You're toxic douchebag. We don't want you here. Pizzies. Which is, I'm all for. That makes sense. Like, I wish they all did it. I wish there was better. Obviously, it's such a hard system to police because you've got millions of members of these types of services compared to maybe a handful of people who actually deal with these bans. So, it's like the Facebook and social media being able to delete and manage stuff, right? Like, it's the amount of people that filter the services or make it a safe place is like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But if it changes the scene and people start realizing, oh, I could get my $60 account like pulled out from underneath me if I'm a douchebag. Because right now, you drop into any chat, PC's probably even worse. Xbox was terrible. Not that I ever play in any Xbox games multiplayer, but on PC, like PUBG, as soon as you jump into a multiplayer, like I have to turn voice chat off. Same with freaking Fortnite. I have to turn it off just because there's so many people just saying the worst shit.
Oh yeah,
and for no goddamn reason. They just jumped in your game. You haven't even said something, and these people are just saying the most mind blowing shit.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay,
because they can. Part of it is they're just being douches because they know they can get away with it.
It wouldn't be so bad if they had good mics. The problem is they all have terrible mics. They have terrible background noise and screeching sounds and like just make you want to gouge your ears out.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
Not a fan of that at all.
I like dirty language. Just get a better mic, you losers. Anyway, there is a huge issue with toxicity in online gaming, and it's just like I would love to see it go away. That's a big reason why I don't play sports games. Because I find people who play sports games are the worst shit talkers. Like, I'll kick someone's ass at a game, Street Fighter, whatever I'm good at, and I'll be like, GG, good game. And then you got the complete opposite of the spectrum where the guy is like, someone beats you and they're like, fuck you, you fucking loser, you fucking suck. Yeah. And I just want to jump through the freaking microphone and just beat them to a bloody pulp. It just irks me so much. Yeah. It's like, you won the game. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Because remember when I beat you the 2 games before I beat you? I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Moving along.
Yeah.
That's it. PSAs. Enter our SNES contest. Details will be everywhere.
Sweet.
Leave that review on the iTunes. Basically, just more info. Not that you could have possibly missed the start of the show to get this far, because it's a podcast. If you leave a review, basically what I'm going to get you to do is either on the Facebook post, the Twitter post, or the website post, just leave a comment or an @reply with what username your iTunes review is under. And then that way, when I pick the user from the iTunes review, I can refer to the Twitter account or the Facebook account and then figure out how to reach the person that way. Makes sense?
Fair enough.
Because I don't think you can post like your email or like identifying information in a review, because it won't get posted. It'll get deleted. So you just got to basically let me know what your user ID that you left the review on, and I can figure it out if you leave a comment on the Facebook post, the website, or the tweet.
Very cool.
It's going to be a little bit of work for me. More work for everyone who enters. A little bit of work for me.
But hey, talking a Super Nintendo Classic Edition.
Episode 153. 3 years of doing this, man.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Maybe if I get off my ass and start promoting the show properly, one day we can actually have a PAX panel and be like cool.
Well, I mean, I'm already cool, but maybe one day you'll be cool too.
We gotta be cooler.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's cool.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF.
RICF.
No K.
No K.
I totally forgot.
You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
You can find us at Geekoholics.com, Facebook.com/Geekoholics, at Geekoholics on Twitter, Geekoholics on the Insta, like the kiddos like to say, and YouTube.com/Geekoholics as well.
Yeah.
Until next week, we are out.
Later.
Peace.
150! Whoop, whoop.